I have a problem, and if you're watching this, you probably do too. I live in the Midwest. At least, my body lives in the Midwest. My mind lives in New York, a place which I have never been to, much to my dismay. Myself and people like me, people who were born in the Midwest and feel like they were meant to be born somewhere else, deal with a similar issue, which is basically hating everyone around us. I live closer to the city now, but there was a time when on my way to work, I would drive past 20 minutes of cornfields. Yes, I am certainly acquainted with the Midwest, and I am certainly acquainted with Midwest people because most of the people around me are not like me at all. But that's my problem and not theirs. Myself and people like me tend to take our frustrations at being where we are out on the people we're around, whether externally or internally. Usually internally. People will often tell me, yeah, you seem like you would fit in New York, and there is no greater compliment I can get. And having lived a full life up to this point, surrounded with the things that I am not feeling alone, it tends to make me and people like me think less of everyone around us. It tends to put all of them into a box. I cannot tell you the amount of times someone has said something and I'm like, this state. Sometimes the box that we put everyone else into can be labeled hick, or redneck, or white trash, or other things that to our elite sensibilities seem quite fine because, of course, they are so clearly backwards thinking. Of course it's okay to call them those things. We don't think twice about it. And then we wonder why they don't like us. And so we make it publicly clear how little we think of these people. Because after all, they're backwards. And we justify that by pointing out their backwards beliefs, like being racist, or homophobic, or transphobic, or sexist, or any of the things that you can be without being conditioned to know that they're not okay. But we also have a tendency to characterize their actions unrelated to that as the problem with them. One of my friends has on their Tinder profile, I strongly dislike NASCAR and things like that. I'm paraphrasing. Now, the message here isn't purely about NASCAR, it's about the type of people who generally like NASCAR. Lower income, lower class white people. However, there is nothing inherently wrong with liking NASCAR. Except, I don't know, cars are bad for the environment, whatever. It's not about that. It's about the kind of people that we have developed a distaste for after being subjected to them after many years. However, that still does not make it okay to hate them just because. Don't get me wrong, it is totally okay to be against backwards beliefs. But backwards beliefs and the people who would generally hold them are not the same thing. They have different experiences from you, so how are they supposed to know that you shouldn't call that type of person that word? And when you're shouting it at them, or more likely posting it about it on your Facebook feed, that doesn't make them any more likely to listen. Now, this is a hard truth because it is a truth that I have yet to accept myself, because it feels much better to condemn people than to try and reason with them. So, if you so-called liberal elite Hollywood types are wondering why those types of people don't like you, it's probably because you keep saying they're garbage. So as good as it feels to be tweeting about it, maybe it doesn't do any good. Maybe it actually does like the opposite of good, which is bad. I don't want this to sound like a lecture because it's true for me as well. I, too, have an unquenchable rage inside of me, but it is not constructive. So what does this have to do with Come From Away? If it helps you, think of those people as the Newfoundlanders in Come From Away. Good people who live in the middle of nowhere, basically. Who might have backwards beliefs, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they're bad people. And the way to get them to change those beliefs is certainly not yelling at them, even though it may feel entirely appropriate. If there's one message you can take from Come From Away, it's that we are all a lot more alike than we are different. And maybe that would all be more apparent if we were in a musical! Anyway, let me know what you think in the comments. There's a new video every Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Nope, that's not the right days. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comments. There's a new video every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, except for this week because it's Tony Week. There's a new video out every day. Anyway, I'll see you next time, which will be shortly. Bye.